Hi everyone, well it's that time again. I've had another delivery. It's another one of my coins. I'll just unzip it and see what I've got. As you know, they always come well packed. Usual paperwork. The invoice. Get to that in a minute. Now then, what have we got this time? Have a little look. Little envelope. Well it's only a small one this time, and it's the sixpence. I'll just bring that forward so you can see it. Queen's head as usual on that side, and on the other side, decorated in the red, white and blue enamel. It's got the thistle, the poppy, thistle, rose, shamrock and leek, representing the different parts of England. United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales. So that's the coin. I haven't brought the folder out with me this time yet, but I'll soon get that. Here we are. Now then, got the certificate of authenticity. And I'll just place that in to the front here. And that completes the front cover. And I don't know if it'll tell you much anything about the sixpence. It says the sixpence coin has been valued for 6 pence and circulated until 1980, after decimalisation in 1971, to the value of 2.5 new pence. The reverse of the English 2-pence coin depicts and indicate floral design combining rose, thistle, shamrock and leek that represents the 4 home count nations. And that's basically what it says on the certificate of authenticity. There it is. The certificate that they give you with all of these. Tells you all about it. And that completes roughly half. I've just got 4 more coins now to come. They're the bigger ones. But that's very nice. Very nice condition. And that's 5 coins so far. Now then, along with it came this little leaflet which I showed you last time, and it's for a commemorative coin of the First World War. And they sent me another advertising for it, but I did manage to send for this one. I wasn't sure I was going to, but I did manage to send for it, so I've got one. And I've got it here. It came just a while ago. I opened it to pay for it, and I thought I'd just do a little reveal of it here now. And it's a wartime coin, and it's in its own folder, and as it says there, the war to end all wars. Well, that's what they said, but there's no doubt about it. It didn't end all wars and never will. It seems that the world is never going to end wars. They just seem to want to create trouble all the time, one trying to get in front of the other. And I think war is something that we've just got to learn to live with, that people will never be satisfied and there'll always be wars. Anyway, here's the coin. It's a silver coin. It's not silver gold plated, this one. I'll just try and take it out of the packet because it's a silver coin. It doesn't show up terribly well, but it's a lovely coin. It's quite big. On that side it has got an angel. And if you look very carefully at the design, you'll see there's also a gun on there with a helmet on top. representing the fact that it's a wartime. And apparently this angel appeared sometime during the war. I can't remember exactly what the motif means, but there's something representing an angel that appeared somewhere, and that's how it got its name. Let's have a look. The reverse features the angel surrounded by a field of poppies and a soldier's rifle and hat, pay tribute to those who fought and to defend our country during the Battle of Ypres in 1917. The inscription graced with the design of the iconic words, "Lest we forget." Well, I don't think we'll ever forget. Incidentally, these are numbered coins, and there's a number on the side. I can't quite remember. I think it was 14909 or something like that. But each one is numbered, and I'm very pleased to get that. Now, as usual, with all these coin collections, they always send you information on other coins you can get. And unfortunately, I know how much these coins cost, and although they've given you a special offer on the next coin, by the time you've collected all of them, like these coins I got here, they're £30 each, and I just can't afford that with my pension. I just can't afford to spend a lot of money on coins. I like to collect coins, but if they're cheap enough, I'll go for them, and if they have special meaning, I'll go for them. But I can't afford them. But there's 4 more coins in this set, and there they are. Or 3 more coins, really. 3 more coins, sorry. The other one just shows what the reverse is of the Queen. And they represent the land, the sea and the air. And they've got tanks on, and battleships and aircraft, which were all sort of developed to their full potential during the war. I mean, wartime means that people have got to mobilise and do things that they normally wouldn't perhaps do, or wouldn't do in quite such a hurry. But the war always brings out this sort of thing, and it's terrible. But what I wanted to do was try and read you. I'm not a great reader, but I wanted to try and read a little bit about the war. And it's something I didn't realise. I mean, I've looked at videos on the First World War, and they say it was the First World War, and most people know about it. It was fighting against the Germans in France and places like that, where the main battles took place. And we seem to think that that was all that it was involved in. But the First World War covered a vast area. I mean, if you look at the history of First World War, you'll see that there wasn't only fighting in France and against the Germans. There was fighting all over the world. I mean, I don't think there was a single country in the world that wasn't mobilized or had some disagreement, and they started battling with each other. And the war stretched off from Russia to China, everywhere. I mean, all over. And I mean, I can't emphasize enough how this war was such a terrible waste. And it all began, as I read here for you now. It says, on the 28th of June, 1914, a shot rang out in Sarajevo. Sarajevo. I can't even say it. Sarajevo. That ended over 40 years of peace in Europe. In little more than a month after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the First World War began. For 4 years it raged on land, sea and air across the globe. Millions of military personnel would be mobilized, terrible new weapons would be unleashed, and the new technology of tanks, aircraft would play a critical role. Empires would fall and the Americas would rise, and the human cost would be devastating as the war laid waste a whole generation of young men. Well, that's pretty sobering. I mean, it goes on to tell you more about the war, and it's got pictures here about it. But as I've said before in one of my videos, war is just a complete waste. And at the end of it all, it proved nothing. They had an armistice, and they all went away and decided that they weren't going to fight anymore. And that was the end of the First World War. But it didn't stop them. Within less than a few years, 1940, it kicked off all again, and we fell out and had another big war with Germany, which again involved the whole world. I mean, everybody got involved. And it wasn't until again the Americans came in that the tide of the Allies were turned, and we were able to defeat the Germans and put an end to it. But it doesn't put an end to war. There's wars still going on, and I guess man's nature, the way it is, there always will be wars. There's still wars and conflicts all over the world now, and it doesn't get any better. And the loss of life is tremendous and a total waste. Still, that's another one of my coins to my collection, and a little tribute to those who died in the war. So that's another one, and we'll just wait now until the next one comes, and we'll have a look at that. But until the next time, bye bye now. Bye.